I just like the use word pot.
This one?
Yeah.
Hello. Is that better?
Yeah. That's just the one channel, right? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you noise canceling.
Can we get some Matthew McConaughey in here?
Indy 11's already committed to buying noise canceling headphones.
We are, buddy. It's a little delayed. It's like a 30-second delay. Is it?
That's the last podcast.
Oh.
You can't see me.
All right. When does it say we're going?
Unless it's the last one.
See all right, I think. Yeah, we got 3 minutes.
I'm already broadcasting on YouTube. Just kind of let people
milling about.
Yep.
Matt, you are so excited right now, man. Look at it. He's just super excited. I like this. Yeah, it's the creepy guy hanging out near Josh.
Can we just refer to him as the creepy guy?
Yeah, as I said, if you just start rubbing your beard really slowly, just looking very...
Actually, it looks interesting from the angle he just went to. Can you see it?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got it right there.
Isn't that kind of cool?
It's up there.
Got Peter in the house.
Bow.
Boom. Slaps.
Oh, showing the slaps.
I
have the Starbucks on my wall at home.
Nice.
That needs to be a good beer helmet. Slap beer helmet.
But you have to be able to, do individual straws so you can do the proper ratio, or else it just is all messed up. So you're right.
Peter, can I get some levels from you here?
Test 1, 2. Schlaps 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
11. This goes to 11.
It does go. Turn it up.
All right, let me make an announcement on Twitter here.
I thought that was what Joshua was doing.
From the Permanent Relegation.
I don't have access to this.
That's right, you don't.
There's reasons for this thing.
I'm just kidding. But seriously, you're pretty amazing, sir.
Reboot. Peter, did you see these wonderful things here?
I did. They have 2 sides.
Yep.
Twice as good as one side. His fine print. Did a lawyer make this?
Did a lawyer
Yes,
make this?
it's a lawyer.
It was a lawyer. I gotta make sure that we got this.
I'm sorry. Had we known we had an extra just person to sit and listen, I feel badly now.
Why?
But you could grab your smartphone. I don't know if your iPhone can handle it, though.
It'd be delayed, wouldn't it, though? You'd be like hearing it after it happened. What? I don't get it. It was a joke made like 50 minutes ago and laughed at. Then all of a sudden I get it.
Oh. Are you too loud or everything good?
I'm rebooting the computer here.
Turn it down a little bit. How's that? Is that better?
Huh?
Is that good? You are funny. All right. And we're also going to give away some tickets tonight. So you got to figure out some questions.
No, I'm making Peter figure out the questions. He knows history.
God, this
He knows
guy
all kinds
is.
of stuff.
This guy is literally.
2 questions.
We're giving away
IU
tickets.
game and an inaugural game.
A European swallow? Or
Oh, there you go.
Coconuts.
What is your favorite color? Blue. I mean yellow. Ah! Can we get you to be on our India Trivia League team? We're already champs at Moe's.
I've noticed that.
I would help because the age differential allows me to fill in a certain gap that you probably don't have.
E equals MC Hammer is our Twitter trivia name.
I just figured that if I answer every question as the answer is Hall & Oates, then I'm bound to get at least one per season.
It's true. If
So-
it's a music question, the answer is Hall & Oates.
Right, done. That's it. So,
All right, we're ready to go, Kevin.
all right, ready?
I'm not live, just so you know yet. I'm rebooting it.
That's fine. It's okay. Hey, everybody. What's going on? It is episode 2 of The Voice of the Brickyard Battalion, brought to you by the Permanent Relegation podcast. I am Andy. Those of us watching on YouTube, Andy.
I am silent.
Chris.
That's me.
Josh Mason from the Brickyard Battalion. And
And-
this guy right here.
You might not know because he looks like he's kind of in witness protection, I think is what he said.
Oh, yeah.
He came in, but
So we got now Peter Wilt, president and general manager of Indy 11.
Yep.
Has a Schlapst hat on that some nice gentleman gave to you, made you in Florida, is what you said.
Send up.
And you just found out tonight that Chatham and Fishers serves Schlitz and Pabst.
Which Schlitz is the hard one to find in Indiana.
Right.
As far as I knew before tonight, there were only 2 bars that sold Schlitz outside of packaged goods, and that was the Sinking Ship and the Golden Ace Inn. You need both ingredients to have a true Schlap. Schlitz on the bottom, Pabst on top. So very excited to have found that Chatham Tap in Fishers also has Schlitz, the key ingredients to Milwaukee's Black and Tan, a.k.a. Schlaps.
Now, Chris and I, actually, Maz, I would like I would like exactly what he's having.
Pabst and a Schlitz.
Pabst and a Schlitz.
We're gonna have a Schlaps.
And yeah. You gonna
You
do
know
one
what?
too?
I'm gonna go against. I'm gonna do the walkabout.
No, you're not. You're gonna have a Schlaps.
Yeah, you're gonna
I
have a
think I
Schlaps.
should do the walkabout.
No, have a Schlaps. We've already done a walkabout.
Well, let's just be true. Let's be true to the flat 12, friends. Let's make sure I can give my. Get my toast to
Yes,
flat
all right,
12.
toast already.
No offense to Milwaukee's Black and Tan, but
Yes,
flat 12
and then,
does support
we'll
us.
do a Schlaps toast. We'll do a Schlaps toast.
And tomorrow is the Schlaps Cup
Yes.
against the Chicago Fire. So
Yes.
today is Schlaps Cup Eve.
So it's a very important.
It didn't make my
Evening.
calendar for some reason. I don't know why. I tried to Google it.
You need a new calendar, Josh.
Josh, you're fired. You're gone.
So, of
That's it.
course, we are live here at Chatham Tap in Fishers. Make sure that, whenever you're wanting to watch Champions League tomorrow.
Barcelona.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, United and Bayern is going to be rough.
Yeah, that is.
It's going to be rough.
Yeah.
And then Barcelona and Atletico, right? Is that tomorrow?
Yes, Barcelona, Atletico, and then you have Real Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund on Wednesday, which I'm excited about. And then Chelsea.
Yes.
Nobody
and,
cares.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I'm just kidding. I mean,
Yeah,
all
I
of
had
our
to get-
Chelsea
I had to-
players,
There's
sorry.
for those of you watching on YouTube, youtube.com/permanent relegation, there's a Chelsea jersey over here. And when Cleberson came in, and we did as you heard at the beginning of the broadcast, for those of you who who downloaded us, we're going to actually play a recorded interview with Jose Cleberson, who
It was about 15 minutes. It was awesome. Came in
15,
impromptu.
20 minutes.
Yep.
It was great. Talked to us. But you can listen to that right after the show, the recorded version of the show. So make sure you go to iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud to be able to listen to that interview after the one and only Peter Wilt has made his return to the Permanent Relegation podcast after a year hiatus.
But the point is that you were sitting next to this jersey.
Yeah.
So get back to your story
Sorry.
there. Jesus,
I
Tanzan.
got.
I'm going to keep you on track tonight. I'm on point tonight.
I'm sorry. The Cleberson thing and the fact that Peter's back in the house.
You've
is
been
throwing me
freaking
off.
out all night,
It's
and
throwing me
I
off.
get it. You really have you've messed
Peter's-
this dude up.
Peter seriously is one of my favorite guys in the universe. I love this guy.
I love the fact that you. That's true. You do have a wrestling moment together. That's true that I don't, because I forget. I'm like, dude, you don't even know. Wait a minute.
I've
You
been trying
have
to get him to go.
no,
I've been
but
trying
I don't
to
know
get
when
him to
they
go.
are.
They're Friday nights.
And Saturdays.
Are we going to go again?
Absolutely.
Dude, okay, fine.
And-
I'm there.
In the chili parlor across the street.
Yeah. I didn't partake in that last time, and I need to partake in it. So chili.
A 100-year-old chili parlor.
What's it called?
Oh, the 100-year.
Oh, maybe that's our trivia question to win tickets to the.
The unfortunate part is that we're on video, so there's no hiding.
Yeah, there's no hiding. You can't be like, I'll just check my phone real quick.
So I know that answer.
No. Peter Wilt. Anyway, I was sitting beside this stupid Chelsea jersey, and it was just giving me the heebie-jeebies the entire time, and we had to move right when.
Oh
Cleberson
man,
left.
God, it's like somebody actually cares
Sorry
about
about that.
your Chelsea. No, I'm just
Anyway,
kidding.
we're going to be giving away some tickets tonight. If you're listening to us
Yes.
on YouTube, make sure that you're hashtag BYBcast. We're going to have some questions that Peter's going to come up. The guy is a history.
So what happens if literally nobody outside of Peter Wilt and two other people, period, know this history question?
They have the internet.
Oh, so there's no. Well, that's true. Okay. All right. No.
You
There is
have
this.
the internet.
What is this new internet thing you speak of? sir?
Unless Peter's like, what is the name of the woman who is the proprietary person of the Franklin Courthouse in Franklin? But
Who is not the creator?
Josie.
Josie.
it's Josie. There we go. All right.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But anyway, make sure that you're tweeting your questions to Peter. Hashtag BYBcast. Either tweet us at PR Podcast Show or at the _BYB. Josh is manning the Twitterverse and the YouTube channel to make sure that he's answering all the questions that you guys have.
He doesn't have a lot of real good input, so this makes him look busy. And then we brought his handler tonight because Josh gets out of control.
Yes.
He drinks a little too much, and so we brought his handler, who's sitting there very patiently waiting. Uh-oh. What is that?
It's not chili, it's stew.
Oh,
That's why.
Let's get stumping you. I was like, where's this chili place at?
It's John's famous
There we
stew.
go. And then I told him it was decaffeinated.
It's got to be your bowl.
Right. Oh my God. That's great. It's not chili. It's stew.
Yeah, all right.
That's gonna be a soundbite right there. Oh, that is amazing. So, all right.
But anyway, yes.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it real quick. Make sure that you come out to Chatham Tap in Fishers on Tuesdays when we're doing this. We usually do them on Tuesdays, but because oh my goodness, that's on camera.
No, it's not.
Oh, it is on camera. Oh, I threw you off. I'm sorry, Peter.
This dude has got.
Peter's over here doing some coaster tricks. It's amazing. Look at this. Oh my goodness.
Dude, that's
crazy.
Reflexes. That's some reflexes. Like.
All right, we got some. We got some
we're
schlaps
gonna take
coming
a
in.
little.
We got some schlaps. I need new glasses. He's got it.
Oh yeah, new glasses.
No, oh, thank you. I don't want to put those on, do I?
All right, so we're gonna need a couple glasses as well.
Schlitz and Paps mixed together.
Education being handed out this evening.
I know. Thank you, sir. So as you can see, YouTube folks, the 7 people right now that are
Dude, my dad is going to just go, are you serious right now? This is what you're
Absolutely.
doing? So you have Flat 12 supporting you, and you're doing Schlitz, Battle Back.
They're
Deal
all
with it, Dad.
sister beers.
Yes.
They're all sister beers in the Monarch family.
There you go.
Wait,
There you go.
That only means people who work in the business who the Monarch family is. So
is that like the evil empire on the radio?
That is a distributor locally in town who also happens to distribute Flat 12. I might add.
Oh, well,
How
all
do you
right.
know so much about this, Josh?
I may have spent 5 years in the industry doing that.
Thank you.
All right, now, Peter, you have to show us how this is properly
The
done.
proper schlaps, it must have the Schlitz on the bottom, halfway up, and then the Pabst has to go on top with the other half. Because if you put the Pabst in first,
Is that a good half?
absolutely,
Okay.
not too much foam. That's
Yeah,
that's
I'm
fine.
watching. I'm watching.
Very well done.
I'm gonna see
Oh,
if
you
there's
just look at that.
Is there layering or
There
no
is
layering?
absolutely no layering.
I was making sure.
Way too much. That's way too much head in there.
That is too much. But you put the Schlitz in first, otherwise it's a Pits if the Pabst goes in first.
And does it taste like the pits if the Paps go in first?
You know, it does, and a true Schlaps is wonderful. It's better than either one of them by themselves. It's like idiot parents having a brilliant child.
Now, I think
It happens.
We've talked about this a little bit on the previous episode 11. For those of you who are wanting to download, when Peter was on the show previously, how did Schlaps come about?
I couldn't decide. I was at the Highbury Pub, a soccer bar in Milwaukee. They had just gotten the new Schlitz in, which was the old formula.
Uh-huh.
And I normally would drink Pabst, so I asked for a Pabst. I realized I had Schlitz. I changed my order to Schlitz. And I decided, no, I want a Pabst. And the bartender got a little upset with me and said, make up your mind. And I just flustered out and said, both. Give me both. And she poured both. She poured the Schlitz in first, and a new beer was born.
The rest
History
is
was made.
Yes, and now you've got the Schlaps Cup tomorrow.
So how soon until Heinz comes in and just puts it in a bottle like fancy sauce? Because, you know, for all those that love some ketchup and mayonnaise, you're like, yeah, I came up with something great. And
All
then
right.
Heinz said, I already put it in a bottle.
We need to do a Schlaps cheers.
Oh, in a walkabout.
And a
Yeah,
walkabout.
I'll walk about.
Hey, the slap. Yeah, you're doing a Schlaps over here, Justin.
Yes, Justin. Nice. Oh, right over to the laptop. That was so smart.
It's a work laptop.
You know what? That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm okay with that.
Milwaukee's black and tan.
I'm okay with that.
It works.
So anyway, the Schlaps Cup is tomorrow. Let's get the Twitters out of the way. At PR Podcast Show, at @the_BYB, at Peter Wilt 1. This guy is and we're gonna get to it. This guy's a social media fiend.
Nerd.
Oh my goodness!
And we already got a question interview.
Okay,
so
well,
I mean, we're getting there.
We'll get right to it. We'll get right to it. At Caged Fear,
At Cballa.
Yes.
ACBALLA.
Mason,
At Mason ZBT.
CBT in the house. All right, and then at Fisher's Chatham Tap.
Yes.
Okay.
You got it.
So anyway,
Chatham.
let's get down to business. I want to get the brown nosing out of the way real quick.
Okay. Really?
Yes, I do. I want to get this out of the way real quick.
Andy, you
Peter, first I said at the beginning, this guy's amazing. And when about a year ago, we asked Peter. I met Peter from a business lunch standpoint. Didn't work out, but he kept in contact. And no,
didn't work out.
it didn't work out.
Because it was at the stew joint.
No, it wasn't. It was at the. It was.
Kilroy's.
No, it was. It was at that little corner pub, downtown that was closed for a real long time. I even told you, hey, it's closed.
Patty's, the Legal Beagle?
No,
That is close for records.
Yeah. yeah. Something in, isn't it? Wasn't it something in? I don't remember. Anyway.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah. So anyway, we met there, had a great conversation, and then
I remember it well.
yes, yeah. When Chris and I when Chris and I started doing the podcast, everybody shut up a second. I'm
That might
trying
have
to be
been
emotional.
sarcasm. I think I heard sarcasm. I'm just saying, I'm not a good judge of people most of the time, but I think I heard sarcasm.
Damn it.
All right, so the point was,
Anyway,
I'm going to help you.
So
here.
anyway, episode 8 rolls around, and Peter accepted us an invitation from us to be on the show to talk about Indy 11, what was just announced. It was recently announced. Said, Peter, come up to Moe's in Noblesville. We're doing the show. We'll call it episode 11.
His face says he doesn't remember that either.
No, that one I do remember.
yes.
It's at Moe's Irish Pub.
Do you remember what he did
in
after the show?
Noblesville.
Do you remember what he
Yeah, the spicy egg or something.
Habanero.
Right,
Pepper.
yeah.
I'll just call it that.
I almost brought another one just to add Chris in it, just to be like every year. It was a bad idea. Anyway, obviously we're still nobodies, but we were very nobodies at the time. And for you to come on and be on the podcast and talk about soccer and hang out with us,
You offered me a free beer.
and for free beer, of course.
Well,
yes.
there was that. But they didn't have Schlitz and Peps,
Oh,
so
they
we were
didn't.
lucky that you even came.
You kind of snidely remarked that Moe's really isn't an Irish pub, and you're like, it's kind of an Irish pub, I guess. That was recorded. It's okay.
It's okay, but that's good.
But anyway, we really appreciate you coming back out again.
So you done brown nosing yet?
Yes, I am.
God, I mean, I just feel like he's just over here. He's feeling real weird back here. So, okay.
That's what I do.
All right, Josh.
You can slap me in the chest if you want to, as in.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
We're going to do some wrestling. Just gonna. All right, go ahead. What you got?
So the Twitter question is the following. It comes from Christopher McGuire at MC. I guess it'd be McGuire CM. I can read really well. Can you tell?
Yep.
It says, what has been the biggest surprise during the process of building the Indy 11 team and organization?
I want to preface it by saying that the whole process actually began in this place, in this bar and restaurant, with the gentleman next to me. Josh and I,
forgot about that.
we were sitting at the east end of the bar here, and I don't know if you had really an idea of who I was or what I was doing.
Well, I knew who you were by virtue of my, fire fandom to a degree, but based on your prior experience there, I knew who you
Wikipedia
were.
page, his Wikipedia page.
Well, I mean, well, a Wikipedia page, but the idea of, when you follow somebody on Twitter, I mean, to me, actually at the time I was a passive Twitter guy, which is really funny, and to find that he tweets he's in Indianapolis, and I immediately sparked something with me going, why is this guy of this caliber in our city, unless it's soccer related? I thought maybe soccer. I didn't know it was like a consulting gig.
It was a Memorial Day weekend,
Yeah.
2 Memorial Day weekends. It was
Yeah,
the
it
day
was.
before the race. And I was in town at Ursal's invitation to meet with him for the first time and to look at potential sites and talk about the idea of the team. And after spending the day with Ursal, going all around Indianapolis, looking at venues and chatting about this vision that he had, I connected with Josh on was it on Twitter or Facebook?
It was on Twitter, and
And I think the U.S. was playing a friendly that night.
Correct.
And I asked him if there was a place we could meet up and watch the game, and he suggested the Chatham Tap in Fishers. We came up here
Drank.
and watched soccer.
That's why there's I think it was. I can't remember because there was a lot of drinking involved.
There wasn't. I don't think there was too much, or at least I had a buffer of time after I stopped drinking because I did not have a hotel room, and
all right.
it was Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, awesome.
So
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I did try 4 or 5 hotels by the hour to see if I could find a place I could crash, and they were also booked up. So I hit the road, headed back north towards Milwaukee. I think I made it past Lafayette.
Yep.
And I found a Quality Inn somewhere mid-state and got some Z's before heading back to Milwaukee. But that was my first time down here. And
Yeah.
I guess back to the question, when Josh and I were talking in very general terms, I had...
For the record, let me interrupt him. He did not tell me anything. He did a really good job of playing cat and mouse game. I'm like, why are you here? What are you working on? He wouldn't tell me. I mean, to be very fair, he did not tell me.
Well, you didn't look real trustworthy.
Well, it's factual, so it's okay. You can say that.
Listen, how does Rivers Cuomo not look trustworthy to you?
I'm not really sure.
Or Fred Savage. How does Fred
That
Savage
is
not look?
factual.
Yeah.
He had different classes back then. I had no idea that this community would support a professional soccer team in the way it did. I knew it had a good youth soccer program. I had no inkling to the extent of the serious, passionate soccer fan. The Brickyard Battalion to me was a couple of Facebook pages, frankly a couple of confused Facebook pages because one was giving one message and one was giving another message. But I thought there was something there that could get this thing started.
Right.
And I obviously knew what the trends were for the sport in the country and in the Midwest. But the whole last year has been a delightful surprise in all positive ways.
Good. All right. So, I mean, that's good. That's right off the bat. There you go.
I think the biggest surprise is the level of passion in two ways. The soccer fans themselves have really embraced the team. And that's not a given. Even in a great soccer community, a new team comes in, especially second division, there can understandably be some people that may not buy into it all right away. The other thing, and they did, so that part surprised me positively. The other thing that has really impressed me or pleased me, I guess, is that beyond the scope of the soccer fandom has also embraced it. Non-soccer fans in Indianapolis love this team, and I think because there's such a great interest in anything local in Indianapolis, and to our credit, I think we've done a good job of identifying Indy 11 as representative of this community, and that's been done through everything from the colors, the logo, but more importantly, the connections we've made in the community, the partners we've worked with. So people identify with that, whether they like soccer or not. And the challenge for us going forward is going to be turning those people into soccer fans and supporters of the sport.
Well, and so that kind of brings it directly in
where the beer was.
when you got it all over, is the way you talk about this, and we kind of got in a conversation, and since the last time on, I feel kind of bad because when you first came, okay, so the skills over here, skills.
You bet anybody that like drinks if you miss it a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, it's really the gateway gambling drug is flipping your coasters. Is the last time it's I knew a little bit about you and more so the higher profile stuff, but kind of doing a little more research and actually being a follower of you on Twitter, you get to see you're a different kind of guy. And I mean that in a 100% good way.
Like, is this a good?
No, it absolutely is.
It's all right. You'll be all right.
Because as you're sitting here in just that story, and as you talk about things, you are not like any other, well, that you generally get to hear about, a general manager or president of any type of team or as a company-wise. You are a completely different guy, and that kind of went into. I want to bring up a point where you're kind of polarizing in a way because you were a guy who you were about fans first, and when you talk about this, I'm just so surprised by the support, and I know it's there, that you have always been a guy who's been about fans, number one, over the business side, and not that you don't care about that, but it's about the fans, and we're playing this game, and we have this team, and it's about these people that want it. Why are you that way?
Well, I suppose a couple of reasons. One, because I am a fan. Mostly I'm a sports fan. Yeah. Soccer came to me later in life. I didn't play the sport growing up. It wasn't available when I was growing up.
Right.
But I'm a sports junkie. I'm a nerd. I was never good at it, but I love sports. I got into soccer with the Chicago Sting and the original North American Soccer League, and was a fan of theirs when they won the championships in '81 and '84.
Wasn't it one game that got you kind of turned?
Well, you have done your research. Yeah, June of 1981.
High five. Well done.
Against New York Cosmos at Wrigley Field, sold-out crowd of 40,000 or so. I think both the Cubs and the Sox were on the road that day, so let's find another sport to watch.
Yeah,
I went to the game by myself, and I remember sitting in a crowd of various ethnicities, and people around me were talking German and Portuguese and Spanish, and I thought this was an amazing atmosphere. And then the game on the field was ridiculous. That was a famous game where not only because of the size of the crowd at Wrigley Field and the opponent, but the score was 5-5 in regulation.
Wow.
We went to overtime. No one scored in overtime. They did a shootout, and the Sting won. And it was just, you couldn't script a game for a first-time pro soccer attendee. So that got me hooked. But I'd become, I guess the seeds of becoming a fans GM or whatever were put into me years before that. The owner of the Chicago White Sox, Bill Veeck.
I hope you guys bring that up. That started good. Perfect. All right.
He is the ultimate fans GM or president and owner. He literally wrote the book on how to connect with fans and the importance of it, and it is in his DNA as well. But when I was a kid, I was a White Sox fan, and I was really upset about him hiring an ex-Cub as our manager.
Hey, it's okay.
No, it wasn't okay. In fact, he led us down a bad path, and I let Bill Veeck know that. I sent him a letter, and I complained about it.
How old were you when you did this?
I was in high school. So.
Okay.
Are you impressed with this guy right now? This guy got it going on.
Oh, he knows how to read the interwebs.
Yeah. And it's over.
I spilled the beer.
That's all right.
I got excited.
It's just electronic equipment. You have a bill for it. We'll just take cash. So anyway.
So I wrote Bill Veeck this letter complaining about hiring Don Kessinger as our manager, and it was just a rant. I really didn't expect to get a reply, and sure enough, a week or 10 days later, I get a letter from the Chicago White Sox, 35th and Dan Ryan, and open it up, and I was like, what are they writing me for? And sure enough, it was from Bill Veeck himself, and it wasn't a form letter, although enough people were upset about Don Kessinger being hired that I could see they would have had to get a form letter.
We're sorry about the hire.
But Veeck actually addressed specific points that I had about why it was a bad hire, and so I wrote him back, and he wrote me back, and we became pen pals. And I thought to myself, boy, he made a really big impact on me by doing that. And years later, when I was in a position to communicate with fans, I realized the impact that I could have on fans by doing something similar. The method is different. I don't handwrite letters.
I was going to
like
say,
he
so
did.
you feel that you kind of have like an easy way out now because technology came out and you can just tweet it really quickly on your device?
Not just in this form, but in all of marketing. Soccer marketers have an easier time now than they did 30 years ago. The internet makes it...
Even 10 years ago.
It really is. The development of online communication has really made it possible for soccer to reach their audience in an efficient way.
Right.
Soccer's been driven underground because of the lack of traditional media. So soccer fans have been online, maybe in greater numbers and certainly in more passion than other sports fans. So they're accessible. It doesn't cost anything to go online and communicate with them. And it's been one of the key reasons soccer has emerged in the last 10 years as a popular sport in this country.
Excellent. Yeah, you feeling all right there?
No, I'm feeling good because it's a matter of the fact that just the giving back part of everything is what's really important.
Yeah, but
especially
it's good business too. I mean, we can address concerns of the fans online very easily that you couldn't otherwise. You get to provide context. I mean, without it, if I'm not accessible, if I'm not giving answers to fans, I mean, they'll just complain without really knowing what goes into the decisions. Right. If I can provide context to it and answer specific questions or concerns of the fans, it really negates some of the negative criticism we otherwise could have.
Okay. So, going all the way back to the original point of why I brought this up is because I've always kind of been, and I deal with it in my industry where I feel like as an organization, and you see this with teams and you see this with overall corporations as well, is I think at a point people lose the point of why do you have a business? What gave you the ability to have this business? So maybe it started with an idea, or maybe it was a game, but ultimately what made you successful? It was the fact that you had consumers who came, or you had fans.
100%. There has to be an audience or a potential to develop an audience. In Indianapolis, that critical mass has developed in the last 5 or 10 years, and it's a credit to a number of things, including the accessibility to the sport. I talk about it a lot, but the fact that Americans can now watch European soccer especially, and in such great numbers and develop an affinity for it, and the international game, the national teams, it's developed an audience. Everyone wants to say, well, youth soccer kids have finally grown up, and now that they've grown up, they're becoming fans. Yeah, the truth is, there's been youth soccer for about 30 years. In about 20 of those years, when they grew up, those kids stopped caring about soccer.
Yeah.
Just because you play the sport doesn't mean you're going to want to watch it.
Right.
If that was true, there'd be professional jogging leagues. What has changed is the access to the sport on a high level. And again, I use this stat a lot too. There's more European soccer games available in the United States on television than there are in Europe.
Right.
And that
NBC deal, right?
It's all the deals. It's all the
BN's been huge for me.
the
So
24-hour networks. Goal, Fox Soccer. So that makes a difference. And FIFA video game, the EA Sports game. Every kid growing up, whether they played soccer or they care about soccer, they know about European soccer. They know the names of the players and they care. So it sets the table. It doesn't mean that an American professional team is going to be successful, but it does provide the platform for it to be.
Yeah, we're going to get a couple questions.
We've
We got
had,
a couple questions.
It's funny. I'll start with the question that was probably the most prompt because it came from directly next to me. So came in via text directly to my phone, which is amazing in and of itself. I mean, the technology we have today. This guy got it directly to my phone. Granted, I grew up with a kid, but text in from the question, the guy sitting next to you. What is the process? This is a good question because this is a question I've been having a chance to ask you. And the funny part is when we get together, we usually just get there and hang out and drink. It's usually about the team stuff.
That's the best part about hanging out with Peter Wilt,
So-
is that it doesn't have to do with soccer.
which I appreciate because he gets to talk about it all the time. So, what is the process like getting like Christian signed and getting Cleberson, all the different team people you've been bringing in? What is the process to get these guys signed and how to get them to sign here and sell them on Indianapolis as an opportunity? Because, I mean, that's not an easy sell necessarily.
That's a very good point. And the fact that the Brickyard Battalion, Indiana Soccer, and Indy 11 has worked to create at least an image that this is incredibly successful has been a very big drawing card. We never would have gotten Cleberson to sign with us if this was a year ago and we had nothing except a name.
Yep.
So it builds on itself. And now because we signed Cleberson, guess what? It's going to be easier to sign other players.
Yeah.
We don't have the budget to sign 10 players of that magnitude, but we will now be able to get it's a difference maker of a player considering Team A and Indy 11. And with Christian, he was our first one. And it took an education of what we were planning. And it's true with every player. We don't just sell him on the team. We sell him on the entire vision of what Indy 11 is trying to be, the community. The Brickyard Battalion has been really important in that. I'll call it the sales process. It's recruiting.
Who are those guys? I've heard that name. I think they're important. I don't know.
And I appreciate hearing more about it. I mean, and I say Peter gives us a lot of credit. I said we got him halfway there. We coalesced a group of people we talked about last week. We coalesced a group of people being interested in the sport, right?
Right.
But it's taken someone that has a vision, much as Peter has, to really take us to the next level.
And two Facebook pages that were completely discombobulated. Right.
Completely 100%.
We got more questions.
We do.
But first things first.
But I do want to talk again about that question.
Yes,
It gets interesting. I mean, let's use the Cleberson example. He had better offers from around the world.
Sure.
He chose Indianapolis because he believed in the project, and he wanted to be not only a part of the project. I think he wanted to be a focal point of it. He wanted to help lead it. Even in Philadelphia, where he was a designated player, I don't think they ever thought they were going to build the team around him.
I would agree with that.
So this was an important aspect for him. And we had other designated player or marquee player candidates we were talking to that for that specific reason. I mean, they were turning down millions of dollars elsewhere in the world to look at Indianapolis for less money because they liked the idea of what's going on here. In Cleberson's case, we very quickly came to terms on the financial aspect. It took us a few weeks to get over some of the small details of the contract and then it finally, the last day, an interesting story, when he was in town last week, and it was being reported that he had signed. I think the report came out of Brazil.
Yeah.
Yep.
And maybe a week ago or so, he had not signed.
Sure. You mean there's internet rumors?
And it was about 3 or 4 days when it was a rumor that he had signed when he hadn't signed. It was the night of the Miami Heat Pacers game.
Yep.
We got him and his agent a couple of sweet tickets to the game.
Nice.
And that's what sealed the deal. No, I kid.
Well, good thing they won that night. They didn't tonight.
Well, his agent's from Miami, so his agent wasn't actually as happy.
all
But Cleverson did get a Pacers hat that night, and
hat.
one of a kind.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
And we had one more minor issue to resolve before he signed it, and we did not start resolving that until after that game. That game started at 8, went till 10:30 or 11. They had to go back to their hotel. We didn't start talking about that final point until midnight in a back room at Prime 47.
Nice.
The building, the Majestic building downtown. And we hammered it out over 4 hours. So it was,
Wow.
I think it was 4:15 in the morning before Cleverson signed his contract.
That's incredible.
Yeah, on the 27th of March, which was exactly 1 month after I thought we had closed the financial terms. 1 month after we started really seriously talking about it, which was March 27th, February 27th.
Wow.
And I guess kind of a follow-up to that, we've had quite a few different questions on Twitter coming through in regards to, so there's 17 players now, I think, totally signed for the team with another 3 to go. Any thoughts as to those final 3?
Yeah, we'll sign 2 more players. Well, I should say we'll announce the signing of 2 more players tomorrow night. Not tomorrow night. I'm sorry, Wednesday. Wednesday night at Union Jack Pub in Broad Ripple as part of the Mexico versus United States viewing party for AO Indy. Union Jack's, like Chatham Tap, has been fantastic in promoting the sport, being really good partners of Indy 11. We're going to introduce 5 players that night, 3 that we publicly already announced but haven't had a chance for a local introduction. And hopefully I don't miss any here, Walter Ramirez and Corby Moore and Ben Spencer, I don't think has had his chance yet.
Right.
And then we'll have 2 other signings, one a foreign player. Actually, he may have dual citizenship, I think.
Ashley Young? What? No,
And and one a local player, an Indiana product. So excited about that. That'll get us to 19. And then we don't have a hard number on how many roster players to have, but we'll likely go with 20 or 21 for the spring season, and may use the World Cup break to add 1 or 2 more.
Now, I want to give away some tickets.
Oh, excellent.
I want to give away some tickets. I want to give away tickets to the Friday's IU. Friday, right? Yeah, Friday's IU versus Indy 11 exhibition game.
April 4th, Carroll Stadium.
Yes, Carroll Stadium. First chance to see him play at Carroll Stadium at the home for a while.
It's for season ticket holders, and a lot of season ticket holders have not taken advantage of that opportunity. I think because it's been a little confusing how to get your tickets.
How do they do that, Peter?
So let me.
They should look in their. They should look in their email box for an email from Indy 11 that has a link to their account. You can or they can just go to their account, Indy 11 account, and buy the ticket there. All seats are $11. $1 per ticket goes to charity. So hopefully, if you haven't got your ticket and you want to, and you're a season ticket holder, go to your account. If you have any questions about it, you can contact Brandon at Indy11.com, and Brandon will help you through the process.
Awesome. So I want a question from Peter, preferably soccer related.
Okay.
For somebody to answer, you're going to get 2 tickets to Friday's game. What time is the game on Friday?
7:30 p.m.
At Carroll Stadium. First time to see Indy 11 at
Don't
their
answer
home.
if you can't go. I'm going to be honest. Don't do this. Get the tickets and go, I couldn't really go. No, don't do that. Give me someone
We're
who
going
really
to have
wants
them
to go.
answer through Twitter using the hashtag BYBcast.
Have to use the hashtag BYBcast so I can capture it.
Yes.
And then we'll send you. We'll tell you an email. You can email to pick up your tickets.
Okay,
Yes.
this one does have two interesting connections to Indy 11. It may not sound like it when you hear the question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, let's do this.
All right. The category is 11.
Okay.
This motion picture in the 1950s
Ooh, here we go.
won 11 Academy Awards,
I know this one.
which I believe may be the most, certainly in the 1950s, if not all time. And the picture itself also has an Indy 11 connection. What is the name of that film?
Don't all tweet all at once, folks. Don't tweet all at once.
Right, exactly. So
Yes. So, okay, we're gonna move on while people are answering.
that's good.
Yes.
It's just right off the cuff.
Yes.
Just that brain is something else
Yes,
over
it
there.
is.
Scary place.
It's
It's, a very scary
place. It's a very scary place.
Again, look at it. Exactly.
It's hidden under a Schlapp's cap.
So let's get
I got
go
one more
ahead.
question.
No, of course you do.
One more question. This comes from Alex Ladd at AlexLadd22.
Okay.
The question to Peter is, how will you define a successful season for the Indy 11 this year? Is it going to be win-loss record? Is it going to be improvement? You know, how are you?
There's a number of things. First of all, a championship. You know, we play to win trophies, and we have a few different trophies we can win: the spring championship, the fall championship, the soccer bowl. For me, the most important one is the U.S. Open Cup. It was always important to me with the Chicago Fire, and fortunate to have 4 U.S. Open Cup rings from the Fire. But it's even more important for Indy 11 because it's our only chance to play meaningful games and prove ourselves on the field against the first division league in this country.
Right.
The other way to gauge a successful season, I'll put it in terms of raw numbers, is renewal rates of season tickets. And I don't mean to get too business-oriented on you,
Right.
but the reason I say that is because that's a really good indication of fan satisfaction.
Right.
Okay? What we're trying to do to be successful is to give fans a good experience at the games.
Right.
If they don't have a good experience at the games, the season ticket renewal rate won't be good.
Right.
To me, the real success of a successful season is a good fan experience. The measure of it is in the renewal rate.
And I agree with that. You're exactly right. That's huge because you could talk about the win-loss, but at the same time, if you're able to bring back people because you have a great atmosphere, and this kind of gets into what we talked about last week, and I know we have a winner. We're gonna
I've had two come in. I'll let Andy make the.
The person who came in with it first was John Thomas Lord, at Lord Twerk.
Okay.
Peter, what's the answer? And what is the connection to Indy 11?
The question again, for those of you who just tuned in, is what motion picture in the 1950s earned 11 Academy Award Oscars? And the winning movie is Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur was written by General Lew Wallace, who led the Indiana 11th Infantry Regiment in the Civil War, and is the namesake of Indy 11.
This guy over here, I love this. This is just,
I'm telling you.
it's amazing. So that guy. So
Congrats, John Thomas Lord. I had
John Thomas Lord, if you could do me a favor and email gabe@brickyardbattalion.com, we'll be sure to get those tickets before April 4th.
right. So back to what you were talking about with the whole what measures the success is you go, sure. It goes back to what we talked about on the first podcast here with the Brickyard Battalion guys when we had Gabe and Josh on here, is that we want to make it the atmosphere. So we got questions in. What kind of chants? What are you guys going to do? And the big thing that they really wanted to talk about was we want this where everybody feels together. You don't want to have something where you just kind of feel like you're this selected group over here, like the Brickyard Battalion section over there. Like, well, those guys have something special, and I'm not a part of that, so I can't be part of it. But you want everybody to be able to get involved. And when you have that kind of camaraderie together where you go, this is our thing, this is our team, no matter if you just jumped on now. Maybe you're just getting wind of Indy 11 now, right? Maybe you didn't hear about it. But it's all of our thing.
Yeah, that atmosphere is really, really important, and it's arguably the most important part of what I'm talking about. But I'm not talking about only the atmosphere. I'm talking about the fan experience, and that's everything from the traffic flow on the way in, the traffic flow on the way out, the security, the PA announcer, the kids' games, the restrooms, the food and beverage, the lines, everything. So atmosphere that the Brickyard Battalion in particular will create is critical. Yeah, I think in life we underestimate the importance of the audio experience. How important is the sound around us to our enjoyment of anything, that audio experience. And it's really important to me that while the 90 minutes of the game are going on, we don't artificially create that atmosphere, that's created by the fans themselves. It's unique to soccer that atmosphere is able to be created by the fans, and that they're the ones that are creating the atmosphere that will encourage the players and inspire them on to victory. So no jock rock. The only PA announcements you're going to hear during the 90 minutes are informative. It's cards, goals, and subs.
Okay.
You won't see a Keebler's corner kick.
What about the end of the game? They go, please listen to Permanent Relegation, a wonderful podcast featuring the Brickyard Battalion.
On your way home while you're fighting traffic, download Permanent Relegation on iTunes and Stitcher.
We haven't quite figured out this traffic thing, so while you're there and you have nothing better to do.
Nothing to do.
Yes.
Right.
It's interesting, though. The post-game is a very logistically interesting point. As I said, one of the most important things for us is the egress leaving the stand, because that's the last impression someone has is going home.
Right.
If they're stuck in traffic, stuck in the parking lot, backed up for 45 minutes or an hour and 15 minutes, before they even get to the street, well, that's the last thing they're going to remember about Indy 11. And you can just imagine the people in the car saying, well, that's the last time we're ever coming to a game. So we're really focused on that aspect of it. One of the ways we're combating it is to provide alternative entertainment.
One, Peter?
Oh, sure. I'll have another one.
Yep.
Provide alternative things for people to do to keep them in the stands after the game. So we'll have autograph tables for kids to go to. I think opening night we're going to have fireworks so people can stay in the stands and watch that. Opening night we're going to have My Indy TV is going to do a 30-minute coaches show or a post-game show. We're going to show that on our video board, but people can watch that until the fireworks start, and then we'll turn it down.
Okay.
We're going to have a beer garden in the field between the natatorium and the stadium, just to the east of the stadium, so people can stick around. And some people will leave right away, and that's great. Other people will stay in the stands and leave gradually, and hopefully that way it will slow down the egress. We'll also have a lot of directional signs. We'll have traffic officers to direct the traffic and control the stoplights, because I think that's a really important aspect, is to get people on their way afterwards.
So how do you? So and obviously you have right now. I see we have also 3 parking lots designated. So 3 hours before the game, right? We have it open up. If you want to do tailgating, bring that over. So you have 3 main parking lots that are set up. And so even that logistical thing, how hard was it to kind of figure out where do we put this? How do we do this? How many hours?
It's very detailed. It's very I don't know, necessarily complicated, but there is a lot of planning that goes into it. And from our side, Tom Dunmore, our vice president of everything, has done a marvelous job coordinating with IUPUI. The whole Indiana University staff has been so supportive. I mean, sometimes you run into situations with venue operators who just want to sign the lease, take your check, good luck. These guys have been fantastic partners. They want this to come off well for their own good as well. So the emergency planning people, the facility people, the physical education department, facilities people have all worked hard on coming up with plans. And then you bring in the food and beverage partners. Right. In Levy. Levy isn't the on-campus provider in food and beverage. It's Chartwells. Well,
Okay.
Chartwells specializes in dormitory food.
Okay.
They don't do stadium food.
Okay.
But fortunately, they're a sister company of Levy, and so they were able to work in conjunction with them. So now we have arguably the best stadium caterer in the world,
Okay.
providing the food and beverage for our games, and that's been fantastic to have their skills and background in this And then you have ESG is our partner for security and ushers and parking and ticket takers. It's an immense operation to start this up. And then Keystone Construction, remember, this was essentially a 6,000-seat stadium.
Right. Yeah.
We're upgrading to not only 11,000 seats, people get that.
The company has nothing to do with Indy 11 at all. Yeah, Keystone Construction.
We're so fortunate because without having Keystone Construction as a sister company, I don't know that we could have gotten this done. And it's much more than just putting in 5,000 seats.
It happened fast, too.
Very quickly.
It really did.
Mike Paterino from Keystone and his staff, I want to put a word out for Pete Tochi, Greg Sandlin. They've done a fantastic job. It's also the 12 suites that are being built, the party platforms, the color 13 by 23 foot video board, the temporary restrooms that are added to the permanent restrooms, the cleaning and painting of the restrooms, adding the catering facilities, the painting the whole stands, fixing things up, adding ADA seating. A lot goes into this, and it's so far so good. We are going to want to hear from fans what we do well, of course, but more importantly, on Friday night, or save it till Saturday morning, shoot us emails or call us. Let us know what we can do better. 'Cause that's the whole idea of Friday, is to find out where the bumps in the road are, how we can improve things for April 12th. We really want to. We know we're going to make mistakes. We know there's going to be ways to improve the experience. We want to minimize those, but we need to find out what it is in order to fix it.
And basically, you just call Josh Mason at 317. So overall, then, do you feel like how you can only be as ready as you can be? How ready do you feel that you are? Do you feel everything's in place now? You just kind of go, are you just ready to get there? It's time for April 12th. It's time to just get this going. Or are you just kind of done with this planning and go, let's just have a damn season. Let's just do this.
I'm fortunate that I've been through this before, not just starting a team.
How so?
And this is different than starting the Chicago Fire, the Minnesota Thunder, or Chicago Riot, or Chicago Red Stars. This, because of the stadium part, is more like the restart of the Chicago Fire in 2002. We'd already played 4 seasons at Soldier Field, but Soldier Field was then undergoing a renovation, and we were kicked out for 2 seasons. During those 2 seasons, we had to find a new place to play. We were essentially given about 4 months' notice. Hello, good luck, find a stadium. I was told by the mayor that Mayor Daley that U.S. Cellular Field, where the White Sox play, would be made available to us. It wasn't until December when Jerry Reinsdorf told me, I'd love to have you, but it isn't going to happen. And so we really had 3 months, because we had a CONCACAF Champions League game against a Honduran team in March that we had to get ready for. We scrambled, and we did something similar to what we're doing now with Indy 11 and Carroll Stadium. We retrofitted a 5,000-seat college soccer or football stadium in Naperville, Illinois, at North Central College. We added, in that case, 10,000 temporary seats. We added temporary lighting. We added the food and beverage and merchandise and restrooms for it. So we went through it. So I knew it could be done.
Right.
And we've used that as a model as much as anything. And so to your question, absolutely, we're eager, we're anxious, we just want to start playing games. Are we ready? No. I mean, if we had to play a game tomorrow at Carroll Stadium, it would not be ready. But we do know that 12 days from now, it will be ready.
Okay, I was going to say, that's honest. I mean, you can't get it. Normally you would get the kind of candid, no, absolutely, everything's perfect, and we're just really excited.
I'll tell you,
Peter's face goes, yeah, so, I got about 1.2 million things that I have to get done by this week, and thanks for asking, asshole.
It's hard to be interesting, so we walked the stadium with Tom this past week as we're figuring the tailgate lot, trying to make sure we're in the right spot for the fans from the tailgating experience standpoint, which I like to happen to add. And I got the email, it'll be just outside the West Gate, directly across the street in Lot B. Great place for the battalion to be tailgating every day. But secondarily, we also walk the stands. We were literally not even 10 feet from behind the goal. So if I'm the opposing goalkeeper, we're to be in your ear
be
for
rough.
45+ injury
Gonna be
time,
rough.
1/2 every game. It's going to be ruckus and a lot of fun. And I hope there's nothing distinguishing about the keeper that we're playing against, because it will be exploited in every way, fashion, and form. I can see that just from a fan experience standpoint.
Uh-oh.
Wait,
Oh,
we have a guest. No, that's okay.
Squeeze.
It happens to me all the time. Doesn't matter where I go. It happens everywhere I go. Young women walk up behind me and grab my breast.
Do we know this? Do you know this woman?
Yes, we work together.
Oh, you do. Oh, you work together. So that's not who you think it was.
Peter's like, get back here.
Yeah. Hey. Lady leaving the bar.
I know.
Too late.
She's like the guy drug
Thanks,
around. He
Chelsea, for
goes,
coming to
"Oh,
visit.
don't you dare go up
One
there."
of the things I wanted to ask that you kind of touched on too is the my NDY. Oh no, I want to.
My gold membership.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
I was trying to be
okay.
sly about it. Sorry, guys.
So
No,
wait,
I
wait a minute.
wanted to
How do
make
you?
it.
To make an announcement, so to speak?
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight here at the Chatham Tap, so those of you who came up this evening are probably listening at home, which we appreciate, we gave Peter his gold card, which I think he probably could have
I
gotten.
bought it. It's
but
not
he
like
did
you
buy it.
gave it to me.
Sure,
Like,
you made an
used
investment.
it.
It's not
$35.
Brad's Gold Club. That's not the gold card for Gold's Club. That's
No, this
just
is actually
gold.
for the Brickyard Battalion.
Okay,
and there
good.
are
All right.
added benefits for having this card. which
Member
of
number
course-
487.
How was
I
he
got
not
in
number
late.
one?
You did.
I am the number one account on season tickets for
Yes.
Indy 11.
Yes, it's true.
I took my sweet time on this. I apologize.
So we still love you. It worked out in the fact that if you got your scarf, though, the question. Have you gotten your scarf yet?
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
give your scarf yet?
No.
Okay, we can give you your scarf over here, too. Would you like a signed player photo?
Yes. I love Red Ring.
So we have those as well for this evening. So thank those of you who signed up. Obviously, we have those for you. That's not the right one.
This is the right one.
Fail, sir.
Well, I don't know. It's a whole.
Oh, I
damn
want the
box
one
of
with the
scarves.
Civil War logo on it.
So these are actually made by our friend Mr. Cummings, who's done a great job with a lot of logos for the team. Here's yet another
Oh,
scarf.
look at this face.
And someone did ask on Twitter as to what scarf he's wearing. Excuse me, on the YouTube.
Oh.
He's wearing the free beer movement scarf. If you don't know anything about the free beer movement, it's
No.
a fantastic website.
No.
Free beer is at freebeermovement.com. So if you have a chance to go out there, what these guys are trying to do, they're based out of Texas, if I remember correctly. I own the same scarf. What they're trying to do is literally change
one of these.
change people into soccer fans one beer at a time.
I need one of these.
So essentially what they do is they suggest people who are
Nice.
not soccer fans to sit down with a true soccer fan, have that soccer fan
Wow.
buy them a beverage, watch an EPL match or an MLS match or a given match, and make them into a soccer fan, one beer movement at a time.
So I can use La Liga instead if I
You certainly
choose.
could. You
Good.
could certainly use all these.
Send follow us and DM us your information so we can get one sent to us.
Right.
They're a cost. I had to purchase mine.
Oh, dude, that's nice. I would love
Isn't
this
that
scarf.
sweet?
I
This is a
like the
scarf.
concept behind it. That's it. I love the work Patrick did on these scarves. So thank you.
That's
sir.
really, really
Much
nice.
appreciated for all the extra effort.
I seriously love the detail of having the 11th Infantry Regiment logo, a pattern on it. This floral part,
Yeah.
the light blue,
Right.
is what was on the original 11th Infantry Regiment uniforms,
Wow.
and the Zouaves. And I love the tie-in. Any tie-in to the history, the connection with the name of the team is really dear to my heart. I mean, Lou Wallace is the inspiration for this team. During Indy 11 week, we're going to have a special celebration out
When is
at
that? When is Indy 11 week? Oh. sorry.
August 4th till
Okay.
August. I'm sorry, April 4th till April 12th.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Sorry. You're
So,
like, oh,
yeah,
don't
it's a
do
long
that
week.
to
It's
me.
like 9 days.
Okay.
But I thought you were going to ask exactly when
No.
the Lou Wallace study
No.
day is. That is, I think, on the Tuesday, which would be the 8th, maybe.
The Tuesday would be the 8th.
And I'm not positive that is the Lou Wallace study day. That might be the 10th. Either way,
All-
go to
all these dates are
Indy11.com.
tentative.
We have something every day during Indy 11 week to tie into Indy 11 and to get ready for the opener on April 12th.
Awesome. And,
Oh, we can announce tonight, by the way,
all right.
new information.
Breaking news.
Yes. The community training day will be April 7th, which I think had already been announced. But what had not been announced is the location. It will be at Grand Park in Westfield.
There you go.
Which is
Our,
the community training day.
April 7th.
But what is
What
that?
is it?
Oh, what is it? The team is training, and fans are invited to come out and watch, and then afterwards meet the team.
A little public practice.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Now, going back to what my original question was do you have any feedback in terms of who is announcing, like who's doing the play-by-play and all that kind of stuff on the TV. And
yes, the announcers are selected by Indy 11.
Okay.
And
I know we just announced that I think the gentleman who just got the public address system has been assigned.
No, I'm talking TV, like
TV
color and
that's
play-by-play.
been announced, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I announced because I was friends with him on Facebook.
Guys,
so.
I got this. Just give me 1 second. I've already got it. I know. I'm
Chris,
telling
all
you who
yours.
it is. It's actually.
Oh no.
It's this. So you're gonna like.
Jedi Nate! This is a flash of pure inspiration.
Did you get Ray Hudson? You got Ray Hudson, didn't you?
I love Ray Hudson.
He's
Old friend of mine.
Dude, he's the Magisterial.
Oh, my
and it's
God.
better because it would have taken the hand off the wrist. It's better he let it go. I love it. That's the thing of when I got BN Network, I said, oh my God, all my Real Madrid games, and if it's against Barcelona, I'm going to get Ray Hudson, who's just going to lose his shit for. We make now a drinking game, which is how many times when Messi touches the ball is Ray Hudson just going to lose it? When it was the pass 3 times, he just loses his stuff. So, have you ever seen Ray Hudson kind of behind the scenes? You know how he actually calls a game? Have you ever seen how Ray Hudson calls a game?
I've seen him how he coaches a game, and I've seen him how he conducts a post-game press conference.
Yeah.
John Kaluder, our Indy 11 PR director, spent some time at
Amazing guy.
DC United in their media relations department while Ray was their head coach, and they had a horrible team at the time. But he said having Ray as his coach was a saving grace because he always had a quote, he was always entertaining, and the media always loved talking to him.
So look on YouTube. Look at Ray Hudson commentating games, and he goes into, it's in Florida where the studio is, in BN. He goes into this little booth by himself with a tiny little TV, like the smallest TV, like a night.
That's where
Yes,
it belongs.
we're there together, Peter.
No, that's where it belongs. That's where it goes.
Oh,
That's where it belongs.
I know. Okay, so
Not the beer itself, just the
I know.
bottle.
So he's watching the game on this, and he commentates as he's watching this. It's not like he's at the games. He goes, no, he just starts watching, and then he has a little list of notes of things he kind of wants, and then just fires off. He goes, whatever I feel like saying, I'm gonna say. So, but it's just funny to see this guy in this tiny little room with a TV watching it, and then just explode. So. So back to the commentators. So it's not Ray Hudson, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've already publicly announced it, and I don't want to spill the beans if we haven't.
Okay.
You can go on the intertubes and the interwebs, and if you see it, you see it.
Now, okay, so not saying who it is, just in case. One of the things I had a conversation with somebody who isn't a soccer fan, who we were talking about the popularity rise of soccer in the United States, like we talked about earlier, about how more and more people are watching it. Is there any kind of effort that is going to be made from the commentary team to educate the non-soccer fans?
It's a balance. It's a
Yeah,
real
it is
balance
that
because you don't want to dumb it down for the experienced soccer fan. We had this conversation with the candidates when we were speaking to them about what's the best way to walk that line. I think you err on the side of assuming everyone knows what you're talking about.
Right.
I don't think you want to make it a kindergarten class.
Sure.
And at its core, soccer is a simple game. So I don't think that too much education needs to be done during the play-by-play. And I'm also not a big fan of storytelling during the game. I think that can happen pre-game, halftime, post-game, or online. The game itself should be about sharing the experience.
Sure, it's
To Schlaps.
and JMO.
And JMO.
Thanks for the offer, guys.
Uh-oh. Peter, me and you are going to do a Jameson shot. We got this.
Well,
Distributed by the Southern One and Spirits of Indiana.
oh
right.
man.
May or may not.
So now there's been
provide me
like
a
this
paycheck,
level of
so
So basically now I'm going to realize that my VIP tickets for Saturday that I purchased are going to be vetoed. He's going to go through and go, oh, Christopher Ball, remember when you didn't offer me a shot? Done. I'm like,
Because I'm such a vindictive person.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
Can't you tell? Exactly.
All right, so this question came from Twitter. We kind of grazed over it about a half hour ago. And it's something that we talked about when you first came on the show, is the whole MLS thing of what are the chances of Indy 11 becoming an MLS team? Is it,
27%.
That's fair.
Yeah, no,
It's a fair number.
No, it's
And
a
I'm sure
stupid number. I'm making that up.
And you get that question all
No,
the time.
yeah,
Sure.
it's first of all, it's not
silly.
necessarily our goal to be in MLS. It is our goal to be a team and an organization that any league in the world would want us to be a part of. So it's incumbent upon us to elevate our standards to meet First Division standards in the United States so that anyone will want us to be a part of it. The North American Soccer League is a very good league that's getting better every day. And with our announcement today of signing Cleberson, we made this league a better league. And we hope that other teams in this league will follow that and make the teams on the field better, and then also make the teams off the field better. The North American Soccer League could be a First Division league. There's nothing saying that you can't have two First Division leagues in this country.
Right.
And we already have some very good teams in this league, some good organizations in the league. The U.S. Open Cup is very important because it gives us the opportunity to prove that we can compete on the field, but we have a lot of work to do. We're not there yet. And I think maybe the instinct or the human nature is to say we're there or to think we're there, but we're not. We have a lot of work to do, and every day we get a little bit closer.
The thing, too, that you've got to kind of think about, and I don't know how often that you run into it.
There's people yelling in the background. This is good. This is awesome.
Is the I wouldn't say hate, but the disdain for soccer. Especially, you got a lot of publicity about it when Ursal was making the push for a stadium, and you kind of see
at the Senate.
You kind of see the comments on the Indy Star or through like radio, and somebody mentions the Indy soccer team, and you get that. I wouldn't say uneducated, but it's just the type of thing where it's like, well, soccer's stupid. Why don't we need another team? Go Colts, Pacers, all
Colts, go Colts.
Who's that an impression of about it?
Indianapolis Colts.
Ignorant people that just kind of just don't refuse.
That's a fair accent for that.
Hey, what's going on, man? Oh, that's right.
It's a reunion of fun folk.
I know, dude. It's all good. It's all good.
But how do you go against, like, I probably you've run into it a bunch from your career.
I really think it's dissipating by large numbers. I normally gauge it by traditional media. Sports columnists and newspapers especially used to bash soccer greatly. And that's fading away. It's really an aging issue. Soccer haters are becoming fewer and fewer in number every day. If you want to see a list of soccer haters, go to the obituaries in the paper.
You know what?
That's really a fact.
It's very true.
Done.
Well, I lament those people too. So, dead or not.
I lament those people. Boom! Oh man, this is great. All right. So,
I write my own jokes.
do you
Hate me directly. So, blame no one else.
remember Josh Mason 317? So, anyways, tonight has been a interesting experience for me because we knew we were going to have you on the show, and you again are just you're a fun guy to talk to. You're dodgy as hell. I mean, you just look at him. It's just dodgy. Remember, there's been actually a really high concentration of like roofies going around, so it's probably smart. He's guarded his beer, especially from Josh, because again, the same reason why he didn't have the trustworthy face, he's also like probably the dodgiest character in this whole group. Fact, exactly.
Well, it's like the old joke of the person who was by themselves at the bar. They didn't want anyone spitting in their beer, so they wrote on a napkin, "Don't drink my beer, I spit in it," and put it on top and went to the bathroom.
Okay.
They come back and someone had written, "So did I."
I got a question that I'm going to stump Peter on right now.
Stump the
Could this be
chump.
for tickets? Could this be for
It
tickets?
could be really quick and quick. How many days? No, this won't be for tickets.
It's not for
This
tickets.
is for
We still
him.
have one more set of
I
tickets.
want right him. I know,
we
but
have
we
one
will.
more set
We
of
will.
tickets.
How many days to World Cup?
Do I have a range here?
I will give you within 5 days.
72.
God damn, 71, 22 hours, 53
go,
minutes.
baby.
I will give you exact 71 hours, 22 minutes, or 22 hours, 53 minutes, and 21 seconds. Jesus, Peter, that was absolutely amazing. I mean, within an hour and like 7 minutes. It's actually up here. There's a little clock over here that was telling me 7. Yeah, it went over here exactly. That was really, really
No
good.
mirrors, no smoke.
No mirrors, no stress. This
Gentleman
guy,
in his head.
this guy's a dang on genius. All right, so we do have one more set of tickets we want to give away.
We do. I said it's funny part is we've had twice as many people follow us tonight on YouTube sitting and watching this evening. So again, to those people, thank you for your patronage, and we hope you invite more of your friends every single time, every week. So.
And it'll be up to view forever at this point, hopefully, right?
That's our hope. And just for the fact, just so Peter knows, we had over 200 watches in the last podcast. So really, if you think of me,
no promotion.
No
he's
promotion whatsoever.
He's like, that's cool by myself. When I did my podcast,
I'm telling Dunmore we're cutting his marketing budget.
Yeah, there you go.
We're done.
well, people most don't realize. So you had a podcast, didn't you? Didn't you do a podcast?
Yeah, Tom and I actually did with Pitch Invasion.
So
It was a
Pitch
monthly
Invasion.
interview with people in the American soccer world.
You
There's
had
some
like
good interviews.
2,000. You
There
had
was
like,
some good
what,
interviews.
20,000 viewers?
A bazillion, I think.
Right, exactly. So when he
A
says 200, he goes,
Brazilian.
Oh, just one. Cleverson. Cleverson was the only one watching it. Now, I do want to say that Peter Wilt's episode when he was on our podcast last year was the most downloaded, most listened to podcast.
Thank you, Mom.
Did your mom go into different computers around the city and just, I'm going to download it here, download it there?
Yeah, so before we quit this, let's talk about wrestling. Let's talk about this. So
Okay.
we brought this up right at the beginning, and we want to do this. So where does that interest come from, and why do you love this so much? So this is
It's
the thing.
great entertainment.
Okay.
It was one of the best nights ever.
There may have been more wrestlers than there were fans, but not because it's not popular. It's a small venue, literally 55 seats.
Oh,
55 seats in the WCWO Arena.
it's in Kentucky Avenue, right? Down Kentucky Avenue in
Kentucky, Anna, yeah.
from
Yeah.
Kentucky
From
Avenue.
what
right?
looks like an old shop.
Yeah, it probably is.
You don't go in the bathroom.
No. They have a shower curtain. Yeah.
Now, do you remember the gimmick from that night where it was a cage match, the first match, and then they couldn't get the cage match down, and so
They're all cage matches.
That's right.
All cage matches.
And then we had what was the main guy's name?
Don Basher.
Don Basher. You bought cards. You bought wrestling cards. You still have it in there? Don Basher!
Don Basher
Almost
brought
down
him
the
beer.
slaps.
Don Basher, you almost slapped. Oh,
Okay,
wow.
this is a Don Basher trading card. On the back, it's on the front. He's holding his heavyweight championship belt.
This is happening.
On the back, it says, "Signature move is the 8-second ride. Favorite wrestler is Dick the Bruiser."
Yeah.
And I have a Dick the Bruiser Don Basher story for you.
Good.
Don Basher's real name.
Don't ruin the mystique. You can't tell him his real name.
I'm not going to tell you.
Don
I'm just
Basher.
telling you, Don Basher is not his real name.
Oh, it's a pseudonym. Is that perfect?
It is. And he took the name Don Basher after Dick the Bruiser passed away, and Don managed to acquire Dick the Bruiser's monogrammed wrestling pants. So it's a DB. And he decided to change his name to a name where he could wear the wrestling pants and it would match. So it became Don Basher. And his saying at the bottom of the trading card is, "Win when you can, lose when you have to, but always cheat."
That's awesome. That is
Now,
perfect.
Don Basher that evening took a unfortunate soul and slapped him across the chest for probably 15 minutes, at least 15 to 20 minutes. Came out to us, hit him with a trash can.
And they allowed one of our friends.
Yes.
We're going to Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Exactly.
Charlotte's a
So-
deer.
Yes,
Yeah.
Charlotte basically got called out, said, "Come over here," and slapped that man so hard that it gave him a big
Ripped his
welt.
pec muscles
It
open.
was the best thing ever.
And then he took the working end of a rake or a shovel.
Shoved it up there, didn't he?
Yeah.
I forgot about
yeah.
that. So, what do we do? Okay, is there anything planned for April 11th,
Sorry,
the night before the Indy 11
So
game.
you had the general manager and president of Indy 11 on. What did you guys talk about? We talked about taking the working end of a rake and just shoving it all up in there, and just slapping a guy till
Everyone needs hobbies outside of work.
I think we
It's
need
okay.
to get as many
Amazing.
people as we can to the WCWO show on April 11th. Get out.
Yeah, that's a good
fill it
idea.
up.
Because
Well,
during
you're
the day,
telling
we're
me.
going to have, during the day,
11th too.
11. Oh, we got to do it. During the day on the 11th, we're having a rally for Indy 11 at Chatham Tap on Mass Avenue, I believe.
So
It
we
may be here,
walk
but I'm
all
pretty
the way
sure
down to Kentucky, and we
Yes.
go to WCWO.
it's a date. Oh, well, we
Josh,
got to go to
get the
I'm
BYB guys.
flying
We
in
gotta go
from
to the stew.
vacation
The
that
stew
day,
place.
so
You're there.
I gotta look it up. Make sure. they have
John's
an event.
Famous Stew.
Yeah, not chili. It's
No.
the stew. That's why.
Now, remember, we have one more set of tickets, sir, for you to
Oh,
give
yes.
away.
All right.
All right.
So, Peter, we need one more question. And these are for opening night tickets, so they got to be a little.
This is for the opening night on April 12th for us to join us to get the Brickyard Battalion in to enjoy a great evening of fireworks, as previously noted, and fantastic on-the-field work by our new friend Jose and company. So
Now, remember, hashtag BYBcast when you're answering.
Got to do it in the first one in. Peter, are you ready?
you have a
Sure.
question for
Oh, dude,
everybody?
he's been ready.
I was born ready.
Oh, all right.
So, Indy 11's newest signing, World Cup champion. That's his new first name, by the way, is World Cup champion. World Cup champion Cleberson won the World Cup and was actually a key player in the 2002 World Cup for Brazil. What jersey number did he wear during the
I know that one.
2002 World Cup?
I know that one. I watched it earlier.
Well, it's not about you guys. It's about the fans, and he's trying to get them engaged. So why don't you let him finish the... No, I'm sorry. Jeez. These guys are so elitist.
Oh yeah.
Snobs.
Hashtag
BYB
elitist.
Hashtag BYB.
While we're waiting, let's have a little Jameson shot because we were excluded earlier.
To my
Oh.
friend Brandon Kitchens,
Oh, all right.
Oh, all right.
the late Brandon Kitchens,
And-
author of Stand and Deliver, the greatest supporters creed ever.
Wow.
Oh,
It's amazing. Shh.
it's good.
If you get a chance, please search Brandon Kitchens and Stand and Deliver and read it sometime. It's inspirational. It's Brandon's a special person. We're worse off for not having him in this world anymore, but he left us with one of the best written soccer supporter motivational pieces I've ever read. And if you get a chance, read it.
Let's get the question out again.
One more.
What number did Cleberson wear in the 2002 World Cup?
Hashtag BYBcast. It's 2 tickets to opening night, folks.
It's
How many tickets have been sold already for opening night?
they're sold out. I thought.
Essentially, there's some 2s here, 1s there.
So 11,000.
It'll end up being 11,000.
Wow.
Sox win! Sox win!
Here we go. Oh,
Two
jeez.
home runs by
It's my boy Rick. It's my boy Rick, everybody.
Hi, Rick.
A White Sox fan came in.
I
love this
I'm gonna
place.
do it.
Rick was here, so no, I know no one really cares who's watching this, but Rick was here the first time you ever did anything here at Chatham. Rick was actually sitting here with us. So Rick came with me as part of our first ever visit.
So you always
He will
bring
Peter.
somebody here to just kind of sit in random meetings
I didn't know
and
Rick
just
was going to be here. Rick's my boy.
Rick just randomly shows up.
We're parents. We don't get out much. So, still no one coming in on Twitter yet. So.
Well,
I mean, he's worn many jersey numbers in his career. He's worn 8, 15, 19. I think he may have even worn 20. But
it?
none of those are the answer.
and real quick, we can give that out. Have you found a new favorite grilled cheese?
Today I had a great grilled cheese in Kentland, Indiana.
And we got to give a quick preface as to why I asked you this question, because those that may
Well,
not be
grilled cheese
listening-
month starts in about 2 hours.
Yes.
Grilled cheese month starts in 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Are you partaking again this month?
I'm partaking, but not to the extent I did last year, where I had.
You went hardcore last year.
I did. I had one grilled cheese every day of the month in a different location. I do love grilled cheese sandwiches. Today, I had a wonderful grilled cheese sandwich. It was a traditional one, none of this fancy schmancy
Right.
gourmet stuff with bacon and tomatoes and fancy Gruyere
Right.
cheese. It was traditional American cheese, toasted bread, prepared perfectly at Don's Drive-In.
Yeah.
In Kentland, Indiana. You know Don's Drive-In?
I've heard of Don's Drive-In, absolutely.
Remarkable place. It has car hops.
Yeah.
I had a chocolate malt. I also
Did they
found
come
out.
out of skates? Did they come out of
No,
skates?
no skates. No,
Because
they
it's a
walk.
liability now.
Exactly. Darn insurance companies. One thing I missed in Kentland, I knew it was there, but I didn't have the time to do it. I was on my courthouse tour. I did see the county courthouse, but I did not have time to see the meteor crater, the giant meteor crater of Kentland. So I have to go back. I'm not sure how I missed a giant meteor crater in a town of 1,700.
Let's be honest. When they say giant, it's not quite like meteor crater out west, which is a mile across. There's
So
a
you've
difference.
seen it? You've seen the meteor in
Not in
Kentland?
Kentland. No,
Okay.
I've seen meteor crater out west. And so when I say giant, it's all kind of relative, I think, to maybe giant for them. So maybe it was a little easier to miss because maybe it's really just the size of this room.
You're right. I have no
So-
idea how big it is. I think it's large enough, though, that I should have seen it. I did find out that Kentland is also the birthplace of the gentleman that they named Purdue's football stadium after, George Ade, if I pronounced that correctly.
Okay. All right.
He's buried there. I did not have time to go to his grave. He was a turn-of-the-century humorist whose inspiration was Mark Twain.
Oh.
So Cleverson's jersey kit number, because I think somebody got it because I looked it up.
Who won? Who guessed?
Well, we had 2 guests that come in so far. I've seen the 2 that have come in first. I have one from Scott Cashin at Scott
Wrong.
Cashin at
Wrong.
number 6.
Wrong.
Next one comes in from.
Hey,
Well, go ahead.
that's what it says.
This one came in. Cleverson was
Wikipedia saying
number
that.
15 in the 2002 World Cup.
All right.
And
We're going to have to.
2002, 2010.
Can you search
You
a
said
picture?
2002.
2002.
Yeah, 2002. I think I'm right there. I was correct. And I think-
Because the inner bone said 15.
Alright, now let's do this.
Oh, that was like
15 is your winner.
synchronized. That was
I mean,
perfect. Good pitch.
So the first person to actually get that one in was actually Scott Cashin.
15?
All right. Way to go,
Scott
Scott.
underscore
I could have
Cashin.
sworn it was 11.
Someone's been drinking.
Scott Cashin.
Everything is 11 in your brain right now. It doesn't matter. You literally are like the movie 20. What was it? 23 with Jim Carrey, where everything just became 23. This is 11 with Peter Wilt. He's just everything. What's
Scott-
my tab? It's actually $79. 11.
Oh, I'm gonna give
It's
you $11.
It's
and
$11,
gonna be even.
and you're gonna have
I'm
an
gonna
$11
call it a
tip. Right, done. All right.
So Scott, make sure you follow us on Twitter so we can get you the information on
And
how to get those tickets.
And just email it out to Gabe at
BrickyardBattalion.com.
there you go.
I just tweeted him as well.
Yes.
Oh, you're on point.
Right, so
So-
we're good.
We're good. So
Think
we've
set.
we've had a great time over here. Peter, do you have any last things you want to add? Things that people should be doing, things that they should be preparing for, things that they should know.
Just be ready to be in full voice on April 12th and April 4th. I mean, April 4th is the test run.
right. It's a soft opening. Soft
And there's
opening,
still,
right?
there's still,
Oh,
there's,
wait.
there's
Okay.
still tickets available for the inaugural ball
it-
as well, correct?
Indeed, I think 24 hours to purchase those. That's going to be a neat event.
Dude, Cinderfella over here.
We'll
I'm
be-
getting dressed up to the nines, and I'm
we'll
going
be
in.
there.
I
You're
brought
gonna
a
be there.
tuxedo down. I'm wearing a tuxedo.
So be
Please tell me
prepared.
it's gold. Is it gold?
LeMay.
Because we have blue
yeah.
and we got orange.
Okay, I met one. It's not gold to me, but I once met KC from KC and the Sunshine Band.
Nice.
He was performing after a Fire Galaxy game at the Rose Bowl.
I'm totes gels.
He was wearing, and he was a little heavier than I am, which
Uh-oh.
is to say heavy.
That's
Oh,
late
come on now.
KC though. That's
It was,
that's
yeah,
late
it was like
right?
Casey, and that he was wearing a gold lame jumpsuit.
I want that.
Let's do it with all of our hamburger meat hanging out. Let's just
Oh,
do
yeah,
it.
with
Rawr.
salt and pepper. Stick up.
So I'm gonna give you a preface. Be prepared. We're gonna find you on Saturday, and I'm gonna give you a quirky
we're doing rapid fire five questions.
question. Quick, bam, 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 bam. But it's gonna be off
Yes,
the
no,
cuff.
maybe so. True,
It
false.
could be exactly.
Done.
Like one, love one, kill one. Go. These are your 3 answers. So we're gonna give
But
you.
the wording there won't be love one.
Well, it will
Kill,
not.
kill.
Kill. All of them dead. Who cares? Anyways, so
Yes.
did you
Josh,
have
you
something?
got
You have
anything
this. You gave me the eyebrows over here. You went, oh, something surprising on the internet.
Alex Ladd has caught us. Alex Cashin said it was number 6. It actually was number 15. So our real winner.
No, Scott had number 15 first.
He did?
And then
I have him as number
he
16.
he corrected himself. I have it sitting here right here 5 minutes
I
ago.
want to make sure we're being fair to our fans that
No,
are
we're good.
listening in. So
I've
thank
got it
you,
in front
Alex,
of my
for
face.
keeping us honest.
Yes, I got it in front of my face. He said 15.
He was first to say 15.
Okay.
I
So
don't.
can you verify? Can you read English?
No, because I've been paying attention to Peter, so I'm not looking at any screens. I apologize. We had a really special guest on, and you can look at the camera the whole time. I've been focused here because I want to sit right there. Bam. Wait, I'm blocking that. I can't do that. So, anyways,
So April 11th, WCWO.
and
Indy
you better
11.
get down there. You know what? They're going to have to expand that building because I think
Hey,
we're going to get a bunch of people.
We'll get together. We'll get a group of people going. We're gonna have. a
Do
good
they
time.
take group reservations?
I
Do
don't
they
know.
take Groupon?
I'm-
Let's get a Groupon
You know
at
what?
WCWO.
You know what? We've had a
Force Groupon
Listen.
provided.
No,
There's-
you know what? You are fucking such a naysayer,
Hey,
Debbie Downer.
I'm not
Wah,
naysaying.
wah,
I'm
wah.
wrestling. I refuse.
There is a podcast episode that we had with the Bastard Gentleman.
Yes,
Bastard Gentleman podcast is a podcast up in Anderson.
they do a lot of wrestling.
There is 2 gentlemen on there that are former Peter WCWO members. One of them was the white something.
Night.
He was white something, and he had like a all white mask, like luchador mask. He was a very famous Indianapolis wrestler for WCWO.
By the way, do you recall the fan that was sitting with us?
that kept
Who
going like this.
For those of you just listening,
Yeah, yeah.
He kept, for those of you just listening, he kept doing the throat.
It would cost you $250,000 in the NBA as a fine. So for doing that.
and he wore a luchador mask. He was a fan. I kept expecting him to go into the cage.
He was just there to be a fan.
He came from Ohio.
I think he was trying to get to be known to actually get up there to go, because every time somebody would look out into the crowd, he'd point to him and would like yell back at him in Spanish.
So, you know what? I got like the perfect final question. It's what you reminded me with the whole Nick and Plow thing on the Bastard Gentleman. If you had to come up with your one finishing move in wrestling, what would it be? And give it a name,
It's the high-low.
okay?
It's a high-low.
Th-
It's
th-
essentially you toss a tennis ball up in the air, nice and soft,
Okay.
and then the second one while he's looking up is to the throat.
Oh, nice.
So you're gonna bring tennis
Shut-
balls to the actually out.
Well,
into-
juggling balls.
okay.
Are you a clown wrestler by chance?
Wait, yeah,
The scariest of all.
What's your wrestling name?
yeah. What's your wrestling?
Pennywise the wrestler?
I'm a pirate, and I'm PBR.
We're going to end on that one. This is fantastic. You guys have been listening to Permanent Relegation here
Yes, the voice of
with
the
the
Brickyard
Brickyard Battalion guys. We want to. That just. That's amazing.
That's
So
what to call your shot, and that might have been it.
that's
So-
it. Done. So
I think you
we
just
wanna
pointed. I think you just pointed to the fences on that one.
just done hitting me. Wait, Peter just pulled this out like this. For those that are watching, and he just dropped it.
Yes,
So,
he did. He dropped the mic.
We just want to thank everybody, starting with the Brickyard Battalion guys. Please go out and follow them at the. We got more
Listen, we
schlaps.
have
It's
the
Schlaps Cup Eve tomorrow night
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
let's talk
in
about
West
that a little bit.
Lafayette, Indiana. Be there. I'm torn, honestly. I mean, my old team, it's not just my old team. I have plenty of old teams, God knows. But the Chicago Fire is my hometown team. They will always be my
Then who are
hometown
you
team.
pulling for tomorrow? You have to pick one.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, we got him! You got him. There it is.
I do not. I want Indy 11 to perform well. It's not a meaningful game. Although, God, there's a trophy on my...
Yes, there is and it's
But-
your name.
wait,
It's
no,
in
wait.
your name.
47 minutes ago, this guy said, "Well, we want to win championship because it's about playing for trophies."
Oh,
Busted. While you guys were
But
tweeting.
the point is, my team wins a trophy either way.
Oh, that's bullshit. You can't know.
It's my hometown
Look,
team.
Even though you
I'm
called me
always
out.
a Chicago Fire
Listen.
fan. I will always be a Chicago
You
Fire
don't
fan.
abandon your club.
You know what?
We had this conversation.
All right, fair
Don't
enough.
abandon your
It's a
club.
really hard
I know.
situation. I'd much rather be playing the Columbus Crew tomorrow. It would be really easy.
Trust me, because remember when he busted me out the last time he was on the podcast and I named out the rings and he goes, "Oh no, that was actually this many," and he flashed it in my face and I went, "Oh, okay,
Did
put in my place."
not.
Yeah, you did.
But-
We got it
oh,
on,
that's
we
right.
got it on,
No,
it's on-
no, you got it on audio because you can't see that.
It's on audio though.
see it on
that's
audio.
true. That's true.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's on audio.
It's in Technicolor. Technicolor. Exactly. Oh, this is just derailing quickly.
Right.
So,
We're gonna probably drink some more, but we're gonna stop recording.
yes.
We're
gonna
but
say
anyway,
thank you.
of course.
This is why you should come live as opposed to
Yes.
just not only just sitting at home and listening to this, but you can actually, this is what makes this show interactive. You can actually drink here.
Yes.
While
Yeah.
we're broadcasting.
And Chatham has everything you can want to drink. As Peter found out tonight, they have Schlitz.
Can you please, Chatham Tap, get Schlitz and Pabst on Mass Avenue? You have Miller High Life. Thank you very much.
Do you hear this? You better
Well,
listen
you
to this.
need to talk to about that here.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Well, he's
He's
already
gone
gone
already.
What's his name?
Well,
though?
Beardy McChatham.
Beardy McChatham. You got to talk
Beardy-
to Beardy McChatham about it.
Mark knows I love it.
No, it's not. We don't refer to him as that.
No, you
It's
call him Beardy
McChatham.
McChatham, and he
You
will
respect that
respond.
man.
I will say we are finalizing a partnership agreement with Chatham Tap. I think we have one more clause to add.
Which is that he calls himself Beardy
Oh,
McChatham.
yeah.
Oh, and you're gonna Schlitz
Which
him clap.
is the Schlaps.
Which is the Schlaps. If you
At
don't
the
do
Mass
it,
Avenue,
you can't do
yes.
it.
Right.
Right. Okay. And we also want to, don't want to flake on the fact that we still have our Walkabout IPA from Flat 12.
Flat 12, of course.
Flat 12
the,
and Rob
the
over there.
official beer of the
The
Brickyard
official
Battalion.
beer of the Brickyard Battalion. Have to tell them that. And thank you guys as well.
That's contractual. We have to say it every single time.
We'll do it as you take a drink. Exactly. So, again, we want to thank Peter
Peter.
Wilt.
Peter Wilt, ladies and gentlemen.
You know
Thank
what?
you guys.
Special congratulations to everybody who's won tickets on the show tonight.
Right.
Thank you for watching us live.
And I guess the thing, what are we going to broadcast next? When's the next gathering?
I think
our
the-
gathering of people.
The
if you will.
Tuesday after the first game.
So there'll be an
So
opportunity
the
for
14th.
the fans to be able to call in and have a direct
15th.
interaction with you guys. So
15th.
15th.
Tax Day.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Even more things.
By the way, if you haven't turned in your taxes by now, really, what the hell are you doing
I'm
unless
working-
you're a small business
we're
owner?
working
Because
on-
then you're trying to figure out ways to get tax breaks. I mean, let's just be honest.
We're actually
Get your taxes.
working on getting
Peter,
coach.
dang it. Maybe you shouldn't worry about the game tomorrow and just do your taxes.
Which episode number is this?
This is episode
11.
technically.
It's 11.
2?
No, it's
Two of
11.
the voice of the Brickyard Battalion.
Two of the battalion. We've only done one.
Now,
One was with Gabe
if you,
and I.
if you want
Of
your
all things.
mind to be wrapped around it, it's actually episode 22, which is two
Two.
times from 11 when you were on last.
Oh, my God. Done. Mind blown. Done. Dude, this is
That's
what...
what it needs to come around again.
He's
and
done.
again
He
and
left.
again.
Peter's
Call
left
the
the
shot
show.
again.
He's over.
Twice.
He's done.
Twice it's called the show.
Anyway,
He's done.
follow us on Twitter at PR Podcast Show.
Get us on Facebook at Permanent Relegation. Get it at permanentrelegation.com. Go on to youtube.com/permanent
You
relegation.
can watch the show anytime on
Anytime,
YouTube.
please, and live. Get out there
Download
with
us on
the...
Pass it to
iTunes.
friends. Make sure you share it on Facebook and Twitter so
You know
people
what?
understand that this is your voice. It's your opportunity to interact with the team and have an interaction with the president of the club. This is your night. We'll have it again. So,
Everybody has a job, and they get paid for it, and you get bored at it. So what we found out tonight is that really our niche is that we're great for those people that say, I had nothing better to do, or I was bored at work,
Right.
so I listened. Well, guess what? You're getting paid. Listen. You're getting paid to listen to a great show,
True.
and you're supporting local. And what we're talking about, local is what's up. So
All right, thanks everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
love you all.
Maybe Coach Summer next time around. So we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Hala Madrid.
Oh, 11 till I die.
11.
Oh, that's good. Peter, as usual, thank you.
I think my obituary comment may not have been the most.
No.
That's awesome. I called him out. So I can't say.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Dude, I love the fact that...
Thanks, everybody.
Still the whole sound bit of the night is going...